let's just start with squirting in general. So, when did you realize that you had this superpower?
Actually, it happened in my first boy-girl scene for MILF Soup with Bang Bros out in Miami,
And so
Florida.
you had never done it in your private life.
Never did that before in my private life, but I watched a lot of porn. I've seen things happen and stuff like that. So I remember when it happened, and when Champ was my partner, and all of a sudden this fluid flew out of me, and I stopped. I was like, "Oh my god, I squirted!" I was like so excited, and the director's like, "Don't stop, it's good." I was like,
You're like in
"Okay."
shock.
Yes. That's totally how it started out. And then I didn't squirt for a really, really long time, all up until probably around 2015, and then I started getting booked for these scenes, and I was like, "Okay, I really gotta learn this whole, like, niche thing and get really, really good at it," and that's exactly what I did, where pretty much every scene I showed up to was like, "Oh, squirting scene. Oh, squirting scene." I was like, "Oh my god,
But then
guys."
the more you did it on set, didn't you just keep getting booked for those kinds of scenes more once people realize like you have this superpower?
Yeah, because it's so visually stimulating for a lot of people. It's
Yeah.
something they don't always see. I get questions all the time from my fans, "How do I get my girlfriend to do that?" And I'm like, "Well, drink about 4 to 6 Pedialytes. Hold it in for a while."
But do you think that massively overhydrating yourself is going to do it, or is it just help once you figured out what to do?
I think for the scenes that you're usually getting booked for, if it's that high, if they want that explosive squirting, then you're going to drink a lot of fluid in order to help out with that. If it's natural squirting, then really very little, just stay hydrated. And in natural squirting, you're going to probably squirt maybe about a tablespoon or so. You can
Mhm.
get a lot out of you, but it's a
Okay.
little bit.
I'm glad you said that because I was doing a solo the other day and I felt like I squirted, but then it wasn't like what I've seen in porn. So then I sort of denied the fact that I had squirted.
You're
And
like,
I'm
"Oh, I
like,
just got a little extra wet," but yeah,
yeah.
you
And I
might
was
have
like, no, wait.
squirted.
Okay. Okay. Thank you. You just
Yes.
clarified something for me.
Pre-porn, I only ever had one girl in my life who would squirt regularly,
Mhm.
and it was kind of weird. I remember like one time just having to sort of sleep around this like pool that was in my bed, and we both were like encircling it as we went to sleep.
That's like the worst part about squirting
Yeah.
is actually laying back in your own squirt or somebody else's squirt.
But
It's
I
Yeah.
woke
like,
up and I think it was gone. It dried up by the morning.
I know,
oh,
but it's just like
Kind of
sleeping
like
all
more
awkward.
gross. Yeah.
but not during a scene. Like you're literally like because you're all over the material, the couch, the bed, or whatever. And depending on the material that's sitting on, it can be a little cold and a little
So do you
not the
have like
best.
a super crazy mattress protector in your room?
You could get squirt blankets.
What?
Okay. You just squirt on them and put them
Yeah.
in the wash?
Yeah.
Okay.
That's what you
Yeah.
call them. That's not what they're marketed as.
No, they are marketed as squirt
Wait, really?
blankets. Yeah,
I
yeah.
never heard of this.
Yeah, there's a company in Australia that you can order them from. I love
Okay.
it. She has the great like you ever hear the memes about like sticking crystals in your ass and stuff like that.
No.
No.
So all okay.
Yeah, I think you're on a slightly different part of the internet where there's ass crystals and squirt blankets.
My algorithm on IG thinks I'm a gay man and with that loves come. I swear to God. I'll start sending you my memes. But
I need to know more.
oh, it's hilarious. I'm always sending to my friends. I'm like, "Could you see this?"
They're like, nope, not me.
But yeah, her whole store, her wands, her toys and stuff are all crystals. So it's what I use to prep for a lot of my scenes and stuff like that because they're super clean. They don't have pores on them. So yeah, I stick crystals in my ass. I guess in that
To prep for
case.
scene. Okay. And then you get the squirt
Yeah, you
blankets
can
and
get the yeah.
is there anything that makes them special or is it not just like a regular blanket?
I think it just holds the fluid and
Okay.
you're able
Wow.
to cover up your
I wish I came up with
and
this
it's
idea.
not gonna soak
You
through and get the material wet underneath.
Okay.
you know
No
what
one
I'm
wants to
Googling
sleep
when I
with
go home.
Yeah, straight up.
Squirt blankets.
Crystals in the ass.
Yeah. So, okay, let's rewind it even a little bit more. What was your pre-porn life like? Give us an overview.
At what stage of my life? Like
We could
that's
even do a
crazy.
brief version of the very early part of your life, but I don't know, whenever you want to sort of start filling us in.
I think I've always just been a super free spirit. Like I grew up, I left home and partied with the New York club kids and just, had a great time at that.
After high school or when you were young?
Actually, while I was in high school,
You just took off from where?
just took off from my home in Pennsylvania and went up to New York and partied with the New York club kids for a little while and then went home for a couple weeks later.
Oh my god.
So I kind of had that like I wanted to see more and do more all the
Mm.
time and very open to pretty much anything and everything, like just open to all of that. And which I went from clubbing with the New York club kids to the Air Force and then going to college while I was in the Air Force. So
And
I've
so
been
you joined the Air Force at what age?
17.
Wow.
17,
Yeah.
Jesus, you crammed a lot of living into your
Yeah.
life. Wow.
Yeah, I
Very early
have.
on.
Yeah. Well, I just turned 18, really. I should say that. But
Oh,
I had I was leading up to all of that.
and you were in the Air Force for how long?
4 years.
And what did you study while you were in college?
Physiological psychology with a specialization in neuroanatomy.
Can
Wow.
you interpret that for someone like me that has no idea what that means?
So basically, how our mind and our bodies work together. Like why we see the things that we see or hear. Why are we hungry when we're hungry? How we process emotions, how we process different things physically, which is really kind of interesting. I never
Oh,
really
yeah.
obviously went further and became a doctor in it,
Yeah.
but you can, knowing how your body is going to function in this particular industry is super important.
Hmm.
Knowing how to manage and navigate yourself mentally and emotionally and physically, super important. So, kind of combining all those different things that I've learned through college and just kind of applying it to my personal life.
Did you like the military experience, and what was it like for you?
I did because it got me out of my small town.
Mm.
It got me out of my small town. And I really excelled. I didn't really care about high school, so I didn't really apply myself. With the Air Force, I applied myself, started going to college. I really enjoyed the responsibility. I enjoyed the little bit of travel it gave me. It really made me a very independent person. I was
Mm.
already independent, but it just kind of like solidified all of that.
Really? I
Mhm.
imagine you would kind of have to give up a lot of your independence in order to like make it through boot camp and have some guys screaming in your face and shit.
Was it like
Yeah,
that?
yeah. I mean, but this is the thing. It's like, that's the deal that you're walking into. So
Mhm.
you just play that game for that period of time. Like, okay, well, this is a simple step to get me to a much bigger plan, to
Mm.
get to the next step.
Mhm.
It's not like you're not going to be in that step forever. So it's
Right.
like, okay, this is what they want. Okay, I'll do it. Fine.
Right. So what
I'll brush my teeth a certain way. I don't care.
what did you do after you left the military?
I finished up school. Let's see, where was I at that particular time? I was in Baltimore. So
Just bouncing around, huh?
yeah,
Oh, for school?
yeah, for school in the military.
Oh, okay, it was both there, right?